Hi everyone. I appreciate you again clicking on this link and hopefully this video will kind of motivate you a little bit. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to put it up and to tell this story this soon because the blog itself at myfirst100.com, it's been open for less than a month now, and this is post number 5 if you're watching this video in order. And in post number 4, I had covered social networking, and that was going through and showing what I've done to build a Twitter follower group and what I've done to sort of build the friends on Facebook, all of which has been working very well, by the way, and led me into this little adventure that happened a few days ago. The recording of this, the date right now is August 28th, so this actually happened almost a week ago. And the way that it happened is when you go around the internet and you're looking for information of any sort, whether it's how to start a blog, whether it's how to use WordPress, plugins, how to build comments, anything that you possibly want, how to build affiliate programs, there's always going to be someone who offers some sort of information for free. And I will say probably 9 times out of 10 it's really, really good information. So when in doubt, sign up. You can always unsubscribe from anybody. But this information that you get is free, and of course, really great information, and you can use it to build your own skill level. That's basically what I've done up until this point. So what I've done is obviously subscribing to a lot of different lists. You get on people's affiliate program lists, and they start sending you out, little programs like, hey, check this video out. And that's what some of my lists have done. I believe it was through a combination of John Chow and Shoe Money that had actually passed along this little tidbit. But there's a program that a couple of gentlemen have put together, Chris Farrell and Mike Filsaime, and they came up with this affiliate marketing 2.0 concept. And what that really was using relationships and really building relationships before you start marketing, because trust is huge on the internet. And it's really the only currency that I think truly, truly matters. The money's going to be there, but the trust is the thing that can disappear overnight. And so they really focus on building that trust. And they put up a series of videos that were very, very in-depth, covered things like Facebook marketing, covered things that were things that required paid traffic and things that required that were free traffic. So it could basically fit anybody's skill level. It was really, really great information. And ultimately culminated in a launch, which was for this affiliate marketing 2.0 program that I believe at this point is closed. So if you're watching this video, it's probably already closed. However, their website is affiliate.com.com. So if you go to affiliate.com.com, there may still be something left of either the original videos, maybe there'll be like a second wave of the course coming through, I'm not really sure, but it's worth checking out, even if it's not available, try it. Needless to say, when you're watching these videos, what people will do, and I think this is a great idea, is they'll leave a little section for comments at the bottom of the video. And so I'd left some comments, and a couple days later, of course, I've been building this social networking site, specifically on Facebook. I get friended by Chris Farrell. Now, what he had done is, whether it was himself or an assistant, probably an assistant, but went through and they took a look at all the people who had commented, and they invited them to be friends with Chris Farrell on the system, which, great, okay, so now I'm friends with Chris Farrell on Facebook. Okay, not too bad. I don't really know the guy, but I like his stuff, and he's a great presenter. And so I go through and kind of putzing around Facebook, doing the same thing I was telling you about before as far as setting up different, inviting different friends and building my network. And then on Chris's Facebook page, he's got this little link, hey, we're testing out for the live feed. There's going to be a product launch tomorrow. Anybody wants to check it out, click on this link, and we can, kind of play around. And so I click on the link, and there they are. They're live. Interestingly enough, they are live just minutes from my house, which was even more interesting because Chris is from California. I live in New York. Mike Filsaime's office is just about 5 minutes away from my house. So we're going through, and they're literally just testing the system. There's about 40 of us playing on there on the chat, just sort of letting them know how the audio was in the video. And you really got a chance to know these guys kind of behind the scenes. But long story short, they did these little trivia contests, and they were kind of making something fun up. We're going to give you pens, and I had won one of the trivia contests. For the record, the question was, what is the 7th habit from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People? Drum roll, please. It is sharpen the saw. Yes, sharpen the saw for 100 points. Or in my case, this shiny new black Papermate pen, which I will hold on to forever, because this is going to be the pen that launched everything for me. So needless to say, they're going to mail the pen, and I'm like, listen, I'm 5 minutes, 10 minutes from your office, I'll just swing by tomorrow. So they're like, okay, great, come on by. So I go by, of course, after work, because I do have a day job, which I enjoy, But I go by after work, and I literally end up hanging out with these guys for 4 or 5 hours, which leads me to, if you read the blog post that talked about what a black pen has to do with a McDonald's receipt. Um, the McDonald's receipt, this was $19.82 because I got to buy those guys dinner. And why that was such a worthwhile investment, by the way, Chris Farrell, all about the chocolate milkshake. Anyway, so why I got to buy these guys dinner was because I'm sitting there for hours and literally they're teaching me kind of the I'm seeing behind the scenes of this launch. I'm learning how they both got started in the business. And these guys are, or I should say were, exactly where I am now. And it was interesting because Mike Filsaime is way ahead. He's sort of in the promised land, so to speak. He's very, very well known. He's one of the major affiliate marketers. He's one of the major internet marketers. He's well diversified. He knows the business inside and out. He's got a phenomenal team around him. I did meet all of his team. They're amazing hosts. These guys are great. And then Chris Farrell is also very successful, and you'll check that out by, of course, visiting his website too. But very, very successful, and yet he's just now starting on the very edge of that major expansion of his internet brand and his internet programs. So you get kind of two different perspectives, or at least I was able to get two different perspectives. And again, Mike Filsaime's been in the business. I want to say it was since 03 or 04, give or take. I know Chris Farrell's been just in it for a few years, so it's and I actually think the last 2 years was his major thing. So I might have those dates wrong, but again, it gives you an idea of the difference between these two guys. But they're not that much further ahead than where I am now. So you think when you're talking to these guys, okay, if this is where they are now, where could I be in 2 years from now if I'm doing consistently what they're doing? Where could I be 5 years out, 10 years out, learning what they know? And these guys are willing to help, and that's one thing. And I've mentioned this before. I believe it was in the screencast. In fact, I think it was in post number 4. The internet, the people that are out there teaching are some of the most generous people I have ever met. Yes, they're making money. Yes, they're selling programs. Some of these programs are expensive, but even if you can't afford it, the information they're giving out for free is amazing. And there's so much out there that even if you didn't have a budget for any programs at all, you can still find the information. Admittedly, it's going to take you some time, and you're going to futz around a little bit, and you're going to end up falling on your face a couple of times. But if you don't have the money, at least you have time. So practice. If you do have the money, you can definitely shorten the curve, and I'd recommend it, obviously. But so I diverge a little bit, but working with these guys and seeing them in their office, it really gave me a vision. It gave me some motivation, and it was a life-altering experience in the examples that these guys were showing. When I went there that night, it was the actual first official launch of their program, and the revenue that was being generated, and the how nonchalant these guys were about their business, about what they did. These were normal guys. They're dressed basically how I'm dressed now, just hanging out in their office, having a good time, making money, obviously, making an enormous amount of money, but and then also helping people, which I thought was really, really amazing. So again, it was motivating. And what I really like about this story is that this is less than a month when I've really decided to make this work. So less than a month, I'm already in my personal network now. I've got Chris Farrell and I've got Mike Filsaime. So and these are, Mike Filsaime is obviously one of the top guys. Chris Farrell, I can tell you, is becoming rapidly one of the top guys. And I of course plan to be there one day. So it was amazing to know how fast that can happen. The reason that I was a little hesitant to actually put this video up and to tell this story is because, again, it's post number 5, and this has already happened. So I look at it two ways. The first way I look at it is it's happening quickly because I've decided to make it happen. I knew that Mike's office was a few minutes away. I didn't friend Chris Farrell, and I guess that's where fate stepped in a little bit, but I did leave that comment. And if I hadn't left the comment, if I hadn't taken some sort of action, Chris would have never offended me. If he never friended me, I would have never have known about that live broadcast they were doing. And if I didn't see that live broadcast, there's no way I would have connected with these guys. Would I have eventually stopped by the office just to say hi? I can guarantee you that I would have. I don't know if I would have done it this week, but I definitely would have. But I may have procrastinated it. So, that's I guess one reason. But the second reason is because it's post number 5. I think that people will see that as, wow, that could never possibly happen for me because I live out in the middle of nowhere and there's no, great internet master around me, and how could I ever possibly erase that? The internet is, there's no bounds. Chris and I are going back and forth over Facebook, and we can have a conversation just like we were, 10 minutes away. So with the internet, all things are possible, and you'd be amazed what sort of mentor that you can find if you just ask. And I think, to be honest, like, these guys offered, so I'm a little uncomfortable, in fact, because I don't know what I can really give them to equal what I think that they're giving me, which again is this idea of this vision of what's possible, and more importantly, specific tools of what I can do to achieve that vision. So I'm extremely grateful for that, and I have stopped by at Mike's invitation to the office again, and I'll be taking you up on that offer many, many times, Mike, and met the other Mike and Jason and Lucius and Michelle and Susie and Joe and too many other names to mention. Dave, I think, yes. And I know I've missed some people. But again, great people over there. I'm going to definitely take them up on the invitation. My own personal challenge with that is I don't know how I'm going to possibly give back what they're giving me. Or what they're willing to give me. So I'm going to bug Mike a lot about that as far as what I can do. I don't care if it's taking out the trash or cleaning his bathrooms, though I know he has somebody for that as well. But whatever I can do, man, I want to help out. And Chris, if you happen to be watching this, the same thing, man. Whatever you guys need, let me know. I'm definitely willing to help out because you're teaching me a lot. A lot by example, just sort of seeing what's possible, and a lot because your stories, they're motivating. So, and I think that's what a good mentor does. They take the time, they have patience, they're willing to put in the time, and I think that anything that you need, just let me know. So I'm unbelievably grateful to you both for the effort. So, and for those who don't have mentors yet, build them. Go on Facebook, use social networking, hit up Twitter, hit up whatever else is out there. By now, maybe Google came out with theirs. But connect with people, ask people, offer advice, ask how you can help, and I think you'd be surprised by how quickly just that whole 6 degrees of separation will come into play. And to be honest, you're watching this blog now. You never know where I'm going to be. Maybe this is 2 years after. Maybe you're watching this in 2012 for all I know. So maybe you could reach out to me. You never know. Anyway, I do appreciate you watching this video. I hope that it was helpful to you and a little motivating. And if you haven't already, please definitely connect with me on Facebook. You can see me at facebook.myfirst100.com. My Twitter is at twitter.myfirst100.com. So definitely hit me up on there, and hopefully we'll be able to connect soon. I'm looking forward to any comments you have. And again, to Mike Filsaime and Chris Farrell, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Anything else I can do to help out, please let me know. I'm just a phone call away, a text away, a Facebook friend request away, whatever you guys need. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next post.